Look, Who Dat Nation, something heavy is brewing down in the French Quarter, and it ain't just the gumbo. One of the most important stars on this offense is caught in a stalemate that's got the whole city holding its breath. We're talking about massive contract drama, a draft target that could redefine our defensive front, and a hidden trade piece that might be our golden ticket. You need to know what's happening behind closed doors before the league reacts. Subscribe right now to stay ahead of every Saints move and never miss a beat of this crazy offseason. Olave is officially at the center of a contract standoff that's making everyone in New Orleans feel a little uneasy right now. We all know he's the undisputed WR1 on this roster, but the negotiations for his long-term extension are hitting some serious speed bumps that nobody really saw coming this early. The factors delaying this deal are complicated because they involve the exploding wide receiver market across the NFL, which has everyone rethinking their value. Inside the building at Airline Drive, there is a growing sense of urgency to get this locked down before the price tag goes even higher. But the Saints are balancing a very tight cap situation, as they always do. This kid has been the most consistent weapon for this offense since he stepped on the field, and losing leverage in these talks is the last thing Mickey Loomis wants. The delay isn't just about the total guaranteed money, but also about how the structure affects the team's ability to sign other players in the future. It's a game of high-stakes poker where both sides are waiting for the other to blink first. And here's the scary part: if this drags into the season, it could become a massive distraction for a locker room that needs total focus. Now think about this: Olave knows his worth, and seeing other receivers get massive paydays has definitely changed the conversation at the table. The front office is trying to be creative with the numbers, but there's only so much magic they can work with the current dead money hits. This is the kind of situation that defines the future of the franchise's offensive identity for the next 5 years. You don't want to upset your best young talent, but you can't wreck the whole budget either. But it gets worse because the longer they wait, the more the market shifts, and the Saints might find themselves priced out of their own star. It's a delicate dance, and right now the music has stopped. This is how dynasties are built or broken in the NFL, based on how you handle your homegrown superstars. But what the Saints are planning to do next in the draft is where things get really interesting and might explain why they are being so careful with their cash right now. If you want to see Olave stay a Saint for life and believe he deserves every penny of that extension, smash that like button and drop a "WHO Dat" in the comments right now. Rueben Bain is the name on everyone's lips as the absolute ideal target for the New Orleans Saints at the number 8 spot in the upcoming draft. This Miami standout is exactly what this defensive line needs to regain that feared identity we had a few years back. When you look at the tape, this kid is a pure disruptor who plays with a level of violence and technique that is rare for someone his age. The Saints have been searching for that consistent edge presence to complement the veterans, and many scouts believe this prospect is the missing piece to the puzzle. Putting him in a Saints uniform would immediately upgrade the pass rush and give the defensive coordinator a chess piece that can win from multiple alignments. And inside the building, there is a feeling that passing on a talent like this would be a generational mistake for the black and gold. This isn't just about filling a hole, it's about finding a cornerstone player who can lead this defense for a decade. The analysts are pointing to his production in the ACC as a sign that he is pro-ready right now and won't need years of development to make an impact. Imagine this powerhouse coming off the edge in the Superdome while the crowd is deafening. It's the kind of move that casual fans don't understand until they see the sacks piling up on Sunday. But it gets even more intense because several other teams in the top 10 are starting to notice just how high his ceiling really is. If the Saints want their man, they might have to hope the board falls exactly their way or be ready to move. This is the kind of blue-chip prospect that transforms a mediocre unit into a top 5 defense overnight. We've seen what happens when we hit on defensive ends in the first round, and the buzz around this Miami standout is reaching a fever pitch. He has that New Orleans grit and the physical tools to bully offensive tackles in our division. But while everyone is focused on the new faces, there is a veteran player on this roster that nobody is talking about who might be the key to a massive trade deal that changes the entire draft board for us. Do you think Rueben Bain is the right choice at pick 8, or should we look elsewhere? Tell me your draft board strategy in the comments. I'm reading everything. The Saints have a secret weapon in their pocket, and it's a player who hasn't been making headlines, but carries immense value as a trade chip right now. This under-the-radar asset is someone the coaching staff trusts, but the front office realizes could be the key to moving up or acquiring more draft capital. While the fans are focused on the superstars, this specific player has been drawing quiet interest from teams looking for reliable depth and starting potential. It's the kind of strategic move that Mickey Loomis is famous for executing when everyone else is looking the other way. This player's contract and performance make him an attractive target for a contender who needs one more piece to get over the hump. Inside the building, they are weighing the cost of losing his leadership versus the massive return they could get in a high-stakes trade. This is how smart teams stay competitive, by identifying which assets are at their peak value and pulling the trigger at the perfect moment. And here's the scary part for our rivals: if the Saints flip this player for an extra day 2 pick, it could give them the ammo to fix the offensive line or add another weapon for the quarterback. You have to be cold-blooded in this business, and moving a dependable veteran for future potential is exactly how you avoid a total rebuild. This is the kind of move that wins championships because it maximizes every single spot on the 53-man roster. The trade buzz is starting to leak out, and it's clear that other GMs see the value in this unheralded Saint. Whether he stays or goes, his impact on the team's strategy this month cannot be overstated. It's about the bigger picture and finding ways to win when your salary cap is always a challenge. Now think about how that extra draft capital could be used to secure our future, while we still have a window to compete in the NFC South. This is the move that separates the contenders from the pretenders, and the Saints are playing for keeps. But the way all these pieces fit together is the real story of this offseason for the black and gold. When you look at the landscape of the New Orleans Saints, right now you see a franchise at a major crossroads. The Chris Olave contract situation isn't just about one receiver, it's a litmus test for how the team will manage its young core as the salary cap landscape shifts. If they can't find common ground, it sends a ripple effect through the entire locker room. Meanwhile, the pursuit of RUEBEN BAIN shows a clear realization from the front office that the defense needs an infusion of youth and violence to remain competitive. You can't keep relying on aging veterans to carry the load in a division that is getting faster every year. Adding a prospect of that caliber at pick 8 would be a statement that the Saints are ready to dominate the trenches again. Then you factor in the potential trade of a low-key valuable player, and you see a front office that is being aggressive and calculated. They aren't just sitting back, they are trying to manipulate the board to their advantage. This is classic Saints football, trying to win now while keeping one eye on the future. The synergy between these 3 moves could be the difference between another winning season and a total collapse. The fans in the 504 deserve a team that takes these kinds of big swings. This offseason isn't just about filling holes, it's about a total strategic shift to ensure the Saints stay on top. The New Orleans Saints are making moves that most casual fans won't even notice until it's too late for the rest of the league. From the high-stakes negotiations with Chris Olave to the potential defensive revolution with RUEBEN BAIN, this team is hungry to prove the doubters wrong. This is not just about one draft or one contract, it is about the long-term survival and success of the black and gold. If the front office plays their cards right with their hidden trade assets, they could walk away from this spring as the biggest winners in the NFL. The energy in the city is shifting, and the expectation is clear: we want another trophy in New Orleans. Every decision made right now in the front office will echo through the Superdome for years to come. This is the kind of move that casual fans don't understand, but it's how you build a winner in this league. Keep your eyes on the news because things are moving fast, and the Saints are right in the middle of it all. This is not just another draft prospect or a simple contract talk. This is the next cornerstone of the Saints for the next decade.